Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Sarthak Show, where we discuss about tech, career, product, and life. We are moving ahead in our MySQL playlist. In the previous lectures, you have learned about various things in MySQL, from creating databases, using them, creating tables in them, inserting data into the tables, and querying that table data. Now in the next step of querying the table data, we are moving towards the clause named group by. There are often times when you want to combine certain row elements into one with their common criteria. So something like gender or maybe class or section, sometimes like the marital status, age group, age as in. So there are certain groups that you want to create and you want to see the numbers based on that. So in the previous lectures, we understood about how you can find sum, average, minimum and maximum values. Now with they are generally used with in set of groups. So let's say I want to find the average salary of every age. If I have, let's say, employee data with every age, I can see all the employees, let's say, working for 24 years of age have this average salary, with 25 years of age this average. So I want to group it by the age number. Or let's say I want to check what is the number of leaves taken by average number of leaves taken by employees with marital status. So I can group it by marital status. So how many people, let's say average name is 5 for single and maybe 8 for married. So how this you can check out this data. So you can use aggregate functions and there are multiple use cases of this clause. So let me quickly give you how the command works. So you have to mention select, that is a specific thing. You have to mention the column name. Very specifically here we have to use the column name. We cannot use star as a thing. You have to mention the column name. And now the next thing is you have to mention the table name, obviously, from table name. Next thing is the group by clause. So you want to group it against some value, right? So you can group it by any column, but it should be against some column which you can actually group by. So as I mentioned, gender, age, marital status, and something. So different column name. So I would like column name 2, and I should mention 1 over here. So 1. It could be same. It could be the same value as well. So it need not to be different. Let me just keep it this way only. So in future, if you want to use the same column name, basically you have to mention a column name over here. And yeah, that's it. That's the command. You can use multiple things over here. You can use aggregate functions. You can order it by with certain numbers and everything. This is already what we have learned so far. So I'm not writing that, but yeah, this is the basic syntax that you have to use. Let me quickly give you an example of syntax as in query, and you can understand from better from here. This is our table students 2 that we know. What do you think we should group it by? Let's group it by first with the name, because we have, let's say, 2 Kevin, 2 Sanket, and so on and so forth. Let's group it by this. So select select name from students to group by name. And yeah, that's it. That's the query. So you see that there are 5 names that has appeared. Now out of all these entries, 5 name has appeared. Then and they are unique by nature because they have been grouped by against it. You can also check other columns as well. So let me group it by this time with the help of select the marital status. Select marital status. Marital status from students to group by marital status again. Marital status. See, I have only 2 marital status, married and single, and that's why you see this. As I mentioned, I cannot use the star query. I can also not use multiple columns. So if I try to use multiple columns, it is going to show the error. So let's say I want on the same query, I gone again with the name. I want to, let's say, see the score. So I'm using score as the other column name. I should get an error from here. See, You get an error because this is not an aggregated column. So you cannot view grouping it by the name Sanket and then you view a score against it. So that is not possible. But you can see a count of the people. So let's say if I want to see a count star, I can do that. Count star. See, I can see that there are two Rohan, two Kevin, and two Sanket, while one GD and one Sarthak. See, this is how you can see a count star over here. That is the beauty of it. Let me show you how you can do it better. You can also do it for the same marital status. So I'm going to use the same query for marital status. And now I'm going to introduce a count star over here as well. Add count star. See, I now see that 5 people are married while 3 are single. So out of 8 people, you can see 5 are married and 8 are single. This is how you can see a count star. Let's say I want to use it against some other values. I can also do that. If I want to, let's say, see an average score out of every name, I can do that as well. So let me just introduce this query. Select name, comma, average of score. Average of score. That's how I can see from students to group by. I want to group it by against name over here. Okay. See, this is how it works. So how it shows a 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. This is the average score against this person. Let's try to recollect with this score. So we know that by our this query that we have two Rohan, two Kevin, two Sanket. Two Sanket 80 and the other Sanket also 80. Since we reuse the query, we got the same score against it. But let's try it against another thing. Let's try again marital status. I want to group it by marital status and I can see an average score over there. So let me try this query. Select marital status, comma, average of score from students to group by I want to group it by marital status itself. Marital status. See, now the score is this one, 66 for married while single for it's 80, right? Now you can see that the average score has been changed. There is no score with the value 66. So this is how they have calculated. They have some, you can use it against this as well. I can order it against everything. So let's say I want to order by the column name, I can do that as well. So since here it is already ordered by the score, I can, let's say, order it by name. So in the same query, I'm going to order it by name, group by name, and then I'm also going to order it by, so order by name. Right, now JD is on the top because alphabetically JD, Kevin, Rohan, Sanket and Sarthak. This is how it works. So now the score is looks different. You can do this as well. So you can check for different things. You can use order commands, you can use aggregate commands over here, sum, min, max, and this. Let me all put all these query as a sample one over in our sheet. So this is the first one, sample command. Okay, the other query that we used was, since this was error, we cannot use multiple columns. We didn't want to show that, but we used the call count star. So let me just show this as the sample query. Okay, now what next? We used an average score query. Okay, we use this one. I should rather show an marital status one because that value is different. Okay, Control C. And then I ordered it by the name as well from the other one. So let me just quickly copy paste this query over here. Okay, so this is how you got to understand what are the different things that you can do. Let me just mention the last one where there was an error and we cannot do this. This is not allowed. Control V, not allowed, comma, error expected. See, this is the fundamental that you cannot do this kind of a thing when you're grouping it by, but you can definitely do average, count star, and you can use order by and everything. In the further lecture series, we will understand and go deep on the group by clause and understand what you can do further in this scenario. This is going to be very, very helpful because in general scenario, you look at aggregated values. You don't look for personal details generally while working at a firm. You want to look at aggregated data, how the trends are looking at, how the things are working. And let me give you an example. If I want to track, let's say, how Uber Go is working city wise, so I want to group it by city, all the Uber Go, and then I want to see how the average kilometers driven or average, let's say, revenue earned, and so on and so forth. So I can use grouping and I want to see aggregated values over time. This is very helpful concept when you are working on real life projects. So be very careful and understand this to the depth. And in the next lecture, we'll also further go down on group by as well as other clauses that are attached with it. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please mention in the comments below what you want to learn next. And if you are understanding this video and you're enjoying this, like it and share it among your friends so that they can also learn MySQL. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.